What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I'll be doing a technical analysis breakdown for CHEVRON Corporation with the ticker symbol CVX. This was a viewer's request, and thank you for your donation. Remember that if you want a chart analysis guaranteed to be done, please read the description below. Before we begin, please take a second to give the video a like and subscribe for more chart analysis. I appreciate all those who are already subscribed and liked my videos. Just a reminder that this video is for entertainment purposes only, does not constitute any financial advice. I will first go over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. So oil or any other oil companies are in strong bull trends because back here in 2020 oil crashed, so these companies, oil companies, were very cheap, and oil was trading at pretty much below $1, even negative. So if I take a look at the CL market, the CL, which is the crude oil futures, let's go ahead and pick a contract. Well, I don't know if I can go back to 2020, but let's just open this up. Let me zoom on the chart. So you can see 2020, well, this one, anyway, there was one chart where it showed you that crude oil was at pretty much $0 or even negative. I'm pretty sure everyone heard about that. So I would put my life on that because oil is never gonna be that cheap again. That was kind of one-time thing, and I always wanted to invest in oil. But if you buy a futures contract where it was that cheap, if that contract expires, you have to take physical delivery of the oil. So if you were to buy or invest in oil on the futures exchange, then if the contract expires, the broker is going to ask you, hey, where do you want your 1,000 barrels of oil delivered? So it's kind of frustrating to find a area of the investment world for oil that you can just keep a long-term hold on it besides stocks. But anyone who bought all the oil companies back here are probably doing very well. So Chevron is in a strong uptrend. You can see it's been going up since 2020, and I don't think it's stopping anytime soon. However, I do see a pullback in the future. I think the up move is over for right now, so we should be seeing a corrective phase. You can see this is the uptrend that I see that Chevron is respecting. There was a measured move that was hit. You can see that this was the first leg up right here, and then we had a correction, and this is the second leg up. So like I said before, if a trader looks at this thrust up, all the people are in profit right now. Usually when we go sideways, that could lead to another thrust up, and that's exactly what we got. And that's pretty much exactly right where prices started to stall out. So it's not perfect. Nothing in the world is perfect, and not even the market. So you can see we had a double top, a double touch of the resistance side. So this could lead to a reversal back to the support side. And we had a measured move reach, so people are taking the profits. And that's why I'm expecting a correction phase. Before, price action was in a, upward moving phase like the thrust up, but now we're gonna probably see the correction phase. So that's what I'm expecting for Chevron. But obviously in the long term, this thing can go up a lot more. In the next 3 to probably 5 years, oil is gonna be a hot commodity. So anything that owns oil or deals with oil is probably going to be going up in price. So you can see that there was a previous range right here. Prices had a triple bottom before making that second thrust up. We had the second thrust up in the form of this channel where prices were being respected by it. This channel is holding prices very well. We had a breakout side of that channel back in January 24th. But even though we had a breakout side, normally we get a retest of the previous extreme. So in this case, it was right at the 130 level, 131 level. We got that. We had a little double top, and now we could see a pullback to this other side of the channel. So that's what I have for Chevron. You can see that there is a strong support level at the 112 level that was developed. It was prior resistance. As you can see here is prior resistance. 112 was acting as a ceiling for price, but then price action finally pushed through it, came back and built a wall or a floor. So now that's the new floor, the 112 level. It rocketed prices up. We had a break outside the channel, moved to new high. We had a double top looking kind of pattern. We are a little far away from the EMA, so that's another reason to be suspecting a pullback. So as right now, I'm bullish long term, but I think we're going to be seeing a corrective phase, something like this or like this, because usually after these up moves, like we did over here, we see a corrective phase. So same thing over here. We had a huge up move. Now we're seeing a corrective phase. So this is the up move. A corrective phase is being signaled to come very soon. So we could get another push up, but sooner than later, this usually tells me that we're going to be experiencing a pullback. So where can the pullback go? Well, it's hard to say. Maybe we can come back to the 120 level, or the maybe the 124, 125 level, maybe even a little higher depending how strong this uptrend is, maybe the 128 level. But sooner than later, I'm expecting a pullback, but then I'm just still expecting higher prices for Chevron. So Chevron, ExxonMobil, any other oil company are probably going to be still continuing to trend higher and higher. So that's pretty much everything I have on the daily chart. Let's go and wrap it up on the weekly chart. So here's that oil chart that I wanted to look at. It's US oil on the futures market. So let's click that and let's take a look at it. So you can see that pretty much back here in 2020, oil ticked down or wicked down right to the negative territory and the $0 level. So I would have put my life savings right over here if it was possible. Just like I said, you can't really invest in oil on the futures market because every month the contract expires and rolls over. So if you have that contract and it expires, you're gonna have to take physical delivery of the actual product, which is the oil. So unfortunately, there was no way to like throw in your life savings here, because no way oil is gonna be that low ever again. And since then, since 2020 of April, we've been in a massive uptrend. So this leads to higher oil prices, higher energy prices, higher everything. So we've just been in a massive uptrend since, and looks like it's not stopping. We are not near the previous all-time highs at the 146 level, but I believe in the coming years we're gonna make a new all-time high. It just looks like it, especially since oil was trading at $0 just a few years ago. So it looks like they're in a massive rally. So I think we could see oil in easily the $100 territory. I think it's approaching that very soon, and maybe even the $150 territory in the next 2 to 3 years. It's going to take some time, but oil is going to be definitely increasing in value. This is a very strong uptrend. So let's go back to Chevron and let's take a look at the weekly chart. So again, the weekly chart is showing bullish signs. We are getting extended from the EMA. So when we get extended from the EMA, we get a pullback just like we had here, or even for the shorts, even they get pulled back to the EMA because the EMA is acting as a magnet. So we are getting far away from the EMA. So I'm expecting a pullback, maybe something like this, before continuing higher. If I were to put a trend on here, you can see that we're still inside of a massive uptrend that really not slowing down. So there is still room to go up in price because this channel is holding the price action very well. Let's go ahead and make this one yellow. So see how we're at the upper level of the channel. We can pull back to the lower side before slowly continuing to trend higher. If I were to put a measured move, if I were to pick a target for Chevron that I expect prices to reach, it's going to be a measured move. So I see we had 2 legs up. This was the first leg, and we had a pullback, and this is the second leg. And then we corrected and we went up one more time. So when we do that, I combine the first 2 legs into one big one. And if I drag this over, my target for Chevron is right at the 155 level. So there's a strong possibility to reach that, especially since the market is trending, and I believe we will reach that. You can see that we are near all-time high territory, so could be some volatility coming in the next weeks, but I believe Chevron will surpass these all-time highs. I don't think this is gonna be the top for Chevron, and we're just gonna reverse from here. I think they want to reach this measured move target. So pretty much that's all I have for Chevron. Extremely bullish on the company and oil. Even if we do start using renewable resources like solar panels or batteries, even those elements need to be mined. The lithium component for the batteries, or the solar panels, or the nickel, or the silver or gold, they're still mined by Caterpillar or John Deere, and they run on diesel. So I think we're very far away from using battery powered construction equipment. So diesel is here to stay, and those still take oil. So oil is definitely going to be a hot commodity in this decade. So I still expect higher prices, and inflation will definitely continue to push the market up higher for this commodity. So I'm expecting higher prices overall, and we're gonna have to wait to see how high oil wants to go. So like I said, just a quick little summary: we are in a uptrend since the beginning of 2020. It's not really showing any signs of weakness. We're still inside of the channel, so we could continue much higher, and my target is right at the 155 level. But in the short term, I'm expecting a pullback, just because we are getting far away from the EMA, and we just had that move up. So now we should be in the correction phase. So I'm leaning more towards the correction phase happening. I don't know how far we can pull back, maybe to the 125 level, maybe the 130 level, and then from there I think the trend is just going to resume. That's all I have for Chevron. Thank you for stopping by and checking out my video. Make sure to check out the rest of the channel, since you might be surprised what you can learn. Leave a comment down below on where you think prices are headed. Also, share the video if you want your friends to learn about the markets. Lastly, I appreciate any feedback to help improve the channel, since I want to deliver great content to you guys. See you next time, and bye.